A couple buttonese peppers. Bhut, Jolokia, ghost pepper. Originated in India. Ghost peppers are a cool chili. At one time, definitely the hottest pepper in the world. So what I did, these were grown by a local friend of mine, and he just gifted me some yesterday afternoon that he personally grew. So I decided let's review a couple of them and see what we got. He sent me a handful, gave me a handful. But what I decided to do was grab two of them. Can't really tell, but this one has got more of an orangish hue to it. It's not all the way fully ripened, where this bad boy, all the way that bright red like my shirt. You can see a slight difference. Hopefully the camera is picking that up pretty well. I'm not sure. It looks like it is, but you know, when you're looking at them, this one's got a lot more orange tinge to it. So it's not fully ripened all the way. I'm going to get a flavor comparison and a heat comparison between the two of these. Now here's the other thing. I think it'll prove my point that yesterday's chilies, those chocolate scotch bonnets, are just a nemesis pepper for me. A lot of chili heads I know, a lot of people that indulge in super spicy things, they may have a really good tolerance or a really good ability to handle a challenge, peppers, whatever. But there's always one challenge in particular, and it might not even be the hottest challenge. There's always one or two peppers, might not always be the hottest pepper. Um, uh, uh, a style of powder or something that always, for whatever reason, gives people trouble. And that's why I'm saying those chocolate scotch bonnets, brutal. Let's see what these do. A little water. I'm a little dry today. We'll start out with the bigger one. Ghost peppers, right around 1,000,000. These are fresh. It's hot. Wow. Good flavor. Also, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I don't want to forget that. Today is Mother's Day. Mm. Mm. Where are the birds? Just now starting to ramp up pretty good. I mean, it's been hot the whole time, but it's just now starting to. Ooh. That's the thing about ghost chilies, is that they're a slow build. For me with ghost chilies, it's not until a little bit into like an afterburn like this, after you're done fully chewing, fully swallowing, fully eating, that it really ramps up. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute so I can compare the heat a little bit better between that one and this one, and the flavor. Not as fruity as sometimes you get with a ghost chili, but that was a phenomenal ghost pepper. Really ripe, good crunch, good texture, good bite, good flavor. It wasn't overpowering with any flavor in particular. Good mouth burn. The underneath my tongue is where it's lit the most, down in there. It's like it's fire coming from this way up, you know, from here up. Pepper burp. The thing I like about ghost chilies too, there's other chilies like it, it just came to my mind, at least with this particular one, is that the flavor of it, that nice ghost peppery, fruity, chinense, super hot aroma comes out as you talk as well, as I'm breathing out, you know, which is nice if you like the taste of whatever you're eating. If you don't like it, that could be a bad thing. All right, let's try this one. Nose is starting to run. This one's actually a little fruitier, a little sweeter. It's almost because the flesh of the pepper is juicier. It's absorbing a little bit more water weight to it. Got a little drizzle. Oh, wind's picking up. Let's see. Might get it to fall today. We'll see. These peppers taste great. Really fresh. Really fucking hot. Also, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, you'll be able to see the color difference in the two that I was speaking about at the very beginning of this video. That's for them TikTok folks. Or you know, hit up my Instagram or Facebook. I take pictures up close of all the pods and just different things that I review. In the picture, you can really tell the difference. A little stem there, I don't like that. Ah, there we go. So I think it's safe to say, even without getting into the afterburn too much, let's wait a minute. I mean, the first one was hotter. Having them both in me now, you know, it's building, but I can tell just by, it's not building enough on top of where I was already at. Like, I mean, it is, but it's easy for me to be able to say that that first one was hotter. I was gonna say early on that the more orange looking one, the unripe one, that second one, had better flavor, because the first couple of bites it kind of did. But I would say though, still, after finishing it now, I think the more ripe one actually still carried the better flavor overall. Which I was gonna say early on in that second pepper, the opposite. But I think, although those first couple of bites was really a nice flavor profile, I just think after eating the whole pepper, the first one still carried a better flavor. So I think it's safe to say, at least with those peppers, a more ripe ghost pepper is hotter, of course, which should always be the case for the most part. I just figured, give me something to talk about in the video. You know what I mean? But good switch up. But I don't feel, now by eating those chocolate Scotch bonnets yesterday did help get my tolerance back up and going again, right? So every day and every time you burn it, it helps. But I think it's also safe to say those are just a nemesis variety for me, because I'm not nearly burning as hard as I was on 2 ghost peppers as I did on 2 chocolate Scotch bonnets, which are night and day heat difference, or should be, you know what I mean? It's just, I think, and again, I think it's safe to say that I've preached this for a long time, and so have other people who eat a lot of chilies and review chilies, is that, and don't get me wrong, I mean, these are fucking hot. These are definitely in that 800 to a mil range for sure. These are some hot ghost peppers. But safe to say that, you know, my nose is dripping pretty good, but it's not super crazy. That the flavor can really sometimes help dictate how hot something feels to somebody. We're speaking fresh peppers here. Because I absolutely don't like, I mean, I've grown to like them a little bit more than I ever have, but I still think it's the flavor of those chocolate pods that really just hit me hard. Oh, that's on my phone. I don't feel like I'm burning nearly as bad. I mean, but those feel like they're just as hot as any ghost pepper I've ever had. You know? And those Scotch bonnets burnt me like pretty much every Scotch bonnet I've ever had. Just tears me up. But good chili. one of these days we'll do, maybe tomorrow or something, I'm going to do another Chase the Rainbow, hopefully. Because I've got some good varieties, some different stuff. A box of peppers, I was working on those non-milds from Del Wynn over at Texas Lava. A few of those left to work through. So I'm going to incorporate some of those in with some of these ghost peppers I got now, and some scorpions and reapers I do have, and then some of those chocolate bonnets as well. We'll see what we can work up. But happy Mother's Day to everybody. Everybody who watches my content, or burning here with me. I think are mostly dudes, but if there is any women watching this, happy Mother's Day. And if you're a mother, and to everybody watching this, happy birthday to your mother, and your wife, and whoever, My mom passed away 20 years ago, last February, so 2004. And her mother, my grandmother, her name's Norma Jean, she just passed away at 84, this last October 2023. So this is my first Mother's Day without that grandmother, and my 20th, maybe 21st. Gotta figure out how 20th, Mother's Day without my mom. So got up this morning, went to the cemetery, went to visit, went to take some flowers, do the thing, and get in my feels a bit, and just had a good Sunday overall, and this is really nice to get a nice, even, smooth, heavy, but kind of chillaxed burn, if you will, too. It's not, yesterday's burn really got to me. I was like, man, my tolerance just really went down, and then, which it has a little bit, but then I thought to myself, you know what, it's those peppers, man. They're wicked. All right, well, I'm done talking about that. All right, well, that's a long enough video. I'll let everybody get back to their families, and I appreciate everybody burning with me today. Oh, we didn't talk about the flavor. Well, we did a little bit after that first one, but not as fruity as sometimes you'll get with some ghost peppers, but nonetheless still good. Real even taste. A little earthy, dude, to be honest with you, which I don't get a lot from red pods, but a little bit there today. Overall, just a nice smooth flavor, nice smooth burn. Typical ghost pepper burn where it takes a while. It builds, it creeps on you a little bit. And pretty much all just a underneath the tongue burn I have going right now, and that's really all I've gotten besides the lips, but mostly just under the tongue, and that part of your mouth. You know what I'm talking about right there? Yeah, that one. Anyways, I love y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.